Hello to our Amputee Coalition community. We want to thank you all for staying engaged. It's great to be back, and we are feeling immense excitement as we head into the time that's closer to our national conference, which is August 2nd through the 5th in Orlando, Florida. We know that with 4 million people plus, our mission matters more than ever. The Amputee Coalition also, I've been speaking about the mantra that we value partnership, and we want to continue building a strong coalition through partnerships. And this month, as we celebrate the Equality Awareness Months and human rights campaigns, such as Pride Month, Disability Pride Month, and the American with Disabilities Act, we know that this intersectionality with a partnership with other groups brings us together to create meaningful missional work for equity to continue. Today, I have the pleasure of welcoming Cheryl Whalen, who serves as the Senior Director of Special Initiatives and Partnerships with SAGE, a vital organization close to our own, close partner. Cheryl, welcome, and tell us a little bit about the SAGE organization.
Thank you so much, Cass. My name again is Cheryl Wayland. I use she, they pronouns. I run SAGE's National Resource Center on LGBTQ plus aging, where we provide a number of best practice guides, toolkits, resources, and we like to say we're the Wikipedia of all things LGBTQ plus aging. So I encourage you to check that out. And then I also run SAGE's Long-Term Care Quality Index, which is in partnership with the Human Rights Campaign Foundation. And through that program, we're really working with long-term care, residential providers, skilled nursing communities to help them adopt LGBTQ plus welcoming policies, practices to ensure that they are supportive and inclusive of LGBTQ plus older adults. And SAGE is the country's largest and oldest organization dedicated to services and advocacy on behalf of older LGBTQ plus people across the country.
Well, thank you, Cheryl, and thank you for that quick description. We're going to dive a little bit more in. And, as the Amputee Coalition, we also work at the national level through our National Limb Loss Resource Center and have, 400 support groups across the nation and the network. So we recognize the huge value of what you do as well. Both of our organizations really have resource centers, and SAGE often you mentioned your resource center as this informational powerhouse. Can you tell us about how it reaches those services and advocacy to those who need it most?
I would say a couple of things that we're probably best known for. One is our best practice guides. And we have a series of 5 best practice guides that really start with the community. So looking at our organizations, how do we make sure that our organizations are open, welcoming to LGBTQ plus people? And then we also go to programming. So, once you've established, opening, best practices that are opening and inclusive, then how do you actually reach people? How are you programming? And what does that look like? And then we also have another guide that really looks at intake and demographic questions. I think we all recognize that, if we're not asking people the right questions, then it's hard for us to really know who a person is. And when I think about our work with the Amputee Coalition, it's really thinking about that intersectionality. And we know that people hold multiple identities. So recognizing that an LGBTQ plus person may also be a person who experiences limb loss and limb difference. There's 2 key things that we really need to think about. And that's the person's sexual orientation, gender identity, and then limb loss and limb difference. And so how do those combine to really, inform the services that we're providing to people?
The other thing that my understanding is that SAGE speaks about frequently is allyship. What would you like to tell our audience about being better allies as we move our initiatives forward?
Both of our organizations need allies. We're stronger together. And so how can an organization like SAGE be an allyship with the Amputee Coalition? And how can the Amputee Coalition be an allyship with SAGE? And, it's through that shared understanding that we can really help bridge the gap, for better serving the needs of both of our communities and seeing where our communities, have those intersections at play where we can be stronger together. Oftentimes, I think ableism and ageism are 2 of the isms that oftentimes get left out in these conversations. So who are our allies when it comes to centering the needs of older adults and centering the needs of people living with disabilities. So who are the allies, and how can we help allies show up and be supportive to both of our communities?
Well, I think you're hearing, anybody who listened to this is hearing from you and I. Let us know if you're in this space of both of our organizations, and we'd love to explore further how we make that real on the ground, working together. But for those who want to get involved with SAGE from our community, who are hearing about your programs, services, and resources for the first time, what's their best way to connect?
There are a couple of different ways you can connect. We have a volunteer education ambassador program through the National Resource Center on LGBTQ plus aging. It's a perfect opportunity for allies. You can sign up to be an ambassador, and we provide you with a toolkit that you can then use to go out in your community and provide education and understanding on the needs of LGBTQ plus people. And then you can also visit our main SAGE website at sageusa.org and sign up for volunteer opportunities there. We have a program called SAGE Connect, which helps bring together LGBTQ plus people with volunteers in the community for a friendly phone call.
Just in hearing you describe your programs and me knowing ours, we really give evidence to doing the things that work to support our communities. And I thank you for that. And I thank you for joining us here today on the AC News Flash, letting the community know how they can connect to your organization, but also recognizing how we join together to support LGBTQ community and aging, and those living with limb loss and limb difference. So if you haven't already, anyone who's listening, sign up for our professional space, AC Connect, and continue the conversation. Registration is also open for the National Convention, Orlando, Florida, August 2nd through the 5th. And you can visit our website at amputeecoalition.org for more resources. But Cheryl, thank you. I look forward to meeting you in person, and we will talk again sometime. Thank you.
Yes, I will see you in Orlando in August.
Great. Everyone else, join us too.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks.